Hey everybody, so today I wanted to go through my recent faves and flops. This is a combination of all kinds of things, mostly beauty, makeup related, but also some miscellaneous stuff too. I don't do these types of videos monthly like some people do. I just don't accumulate new things very often. I don't try a lot of new things. I usually find something I like and I just stick to it. But every few months I eventually reach like a good handful of new products and I either like them or I don't. So here I am talking about them. So let's just get into it. Let's start with like the makeup and beauty stuff. So obviously my favorite palette recently is the Kaleidos Flower Punk palette. Oh my god, it's like the perfect color story. As soon as I saw this, it was over. I usually see like emails or trend mood or marketing photos or whatever, and I'm usually like, oh, I like that, that's pretty, but I don't need it for this many reasons, whatever. If you've seen my chatting about new releases videos, you will know my thought process behind all that. But as soon as I saw this, there were no thoughts in my head other than I need that, and I got it. Oh my god, it's such a versatile palette. I think perfect. I think it's a perfect palette. There's a really healthy balance of mattes and shimmers in this palette. You wouldn't think mint, pink, and olive go together, but they do, and they go so well, and Kaleidos just fucking killed it. They always do. I think Kaleidos has the best formula, at least out of what I've tried. I have never been disappointed with a single Kaleidos shade ever. So their formula is impeccable. You can't go wrong. Their packaging is stunning, amazing. It's a work of art. I'm just like honestly kind of a stan for Kaleidos in general, but this palette truly is amazing. If you can get it, then get it, because it's great. When I purchased that palette, I also purchased their Blue Agave lip mask. I am a sucker for lip products. I'm always trying different lip balms, lip masks, kind of narrowing down what my tried and true are, and this one is up there with my other favorite is the 4-3 Beauty Overnight Lip Mask. But this one is a lot more lightweight. It feels more like slippy, almost glossy, but not sticky whatsoever. And it has a really subtle kind of like menthol tingle. I love it. It's so fucking good. I don't know if you can see, but there's quite a good dip taken out of it. I use this every single day when I apply my makeup. I always put this on during the makeup process, and it just feels so good on the lips. I feel like it lasts a long time on the lips, and I feel like it hydrates over time, which is exactly what I look for in a lip balm, and this one is it. It is that bitch. I love this. My next favorite is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I used to use this back in the day, back like in the original packaging, like when it was first released. You know, I never got it since because it's kind of pricey. I tend to try to stay more in like the drugstore or like lower end price range because you can get like really good products in that price range. You just have to kind of try hard. But eyeshadow is so important to me. It's my favorite part of the whole makeup process. I don't really want to skimp on it when it comes to like primer, you know what I mean? So I picked this up. I love it. It doesn't have any color. It just goes on smooth. You just kind of rub it in kind of like an eye cream almost, and then it's awesome. It's just tacky enough to grab those shadows and hold them, but it's not so tacky that you can't blend over it. And it's so hard to find that really perfect balance with an eyeshadow primer, and I think this is it. I love this primer, and I think that, you know, once it runs out, I'm for sure gonna repurchase this one just because I feel like it's worth it, even though it is a splurge item. It's one of my only, if not my only, splurge item that I have. Next is a concealer. I've been trying to find a really good under eye concealer. I'm working my way through Shape Tape. I will not be repurchasing that one because it's so expensive, and I don't love it under the eyes. I tried the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer, but it leaves a weird texture under my eyes that I don't love. So I picked up this e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer just to give it a try. It's super cheap. It's the kind that's like a little pen, a little like brush pen. Dude, it is so good. I bought this on a whim at Ulta. I was like, it was my birthday, you know, I went to Ulta and I just bought, you know, what I wanted. I spent like $90 that day. Oh dude, it just blends in so flawlessly, so smooth. It doesn't provide a ton of coverage, but I don't like a lot of coverage unless I'm covering like a blemish, which is what I love Shape Tape for. But this is just so good under the eyes. It brightens, it smooths, and it does, you know, it does give a little bit of coverage for like the dark areas, but I think that this is gonna be like my ride or die, my under eye concealer for a long time. And I have kind of no interest in trying any other under eye concealers. I I'm still looking for a good full coverage concealer just for like blemishes, but I have a lot of Shape Tape left. It's gonna be a long time before I'm in the market for any more concealers. I'm so glad I found this one. I love it so much. Next is another kind of complexion product. I've been trying to find a good tinted moisturizer that is like a really good price point. I still haven't found one that I love. It is so hard to find tinted moisturizers that match my skin. It is fucking so hard. It's been a struggle, honestly. So I picked one up that looked like it would match, doesn't match, it's too dark, and I'm like, I need to find a way to make this work. Like, I bought this whole product. I don't even love the product itself, to be honest, but I just needed to find a way to make it work because I spent money on it. So I picked up this LA Girl Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment, whatever. It's like a white foundation. You need only a little bit because this provides like coverage. Like, this is like white. It is a white foundation. So when I'm mixing it with tinted moisturizer, I sometimes can tend to overuse this product. You only need a tiny little bit. If you're a pale, pasty bitch like me, you can't find shit that works for you. Just buy the lightest shade and what you think you're gonna like, and just half a pump of this in there, and you're set. I love this. It's a lifesaver. And having this and knowing that I do like it makes me feel better about trying, you know, other brands of tinted moisturizer. I'm really curious about the e.l.f. one, and I'm really curious about the ColourPop one. They're always fucking sold out of the lightest shade, so I feel a little more comfortable with like purchasing a shade I know isn't gonna work for me because I can make it work with this. So this is a lifesaver. Love that. Okay, so next in the beauty category are two cream blushes. These are from Purlisse. These are the Blush Glow BB Cheek color. I always trip up on the name. It's a tongue twister for sure. So I have Sweet Rose and Cool Mauve. Just for transparency, these were sent to me by the brand, but that does not sway my opinion about these. I literally just like felt like trying them. I've been trying to find cream blushes that I like because I want to get into that. These are so fucking good. I'm wearing the Cool Mauve one. They're definitely a buildable product. They go on like pretty sheer, very light, very soft and subtle, which I like in a blush, but I'm starting to kind of, it's summertime, I'm starting to enjoy the look of like a sunburn, if that makes any sense. So I've been like really heavily applying blush like all over this area here, and I kind of love how it looks. It's very summery. So I love the Sweet Rose one for that. They're definitely a buildable product. You might need to do a couple layers if you like a heavy blush look, but they're easy to build. And I feel like they blend out very similar to a powder blush. They don't get streaky, they don't get patchy, trust me. Like, I've used like thick, dense brushes just because everything else has been dirty, and they're still awesome. I love these. There is a code, by the way. If you use the code SMashleemorgan, you get 30% off. And I don't know if I can use my own code. I'm gonna try because I want to get more of these. These are awesome. Okay, the last fave in the beauty category is just kind of like a whole brand. So these perfumes, they're from the brand Dossier. They make dupes of high-end fragrances. So I have 4 of them. I have 2 that are dupes of Jo Malone and 2 that are dupes of Le Labo. This one is my favorite, so that's why I'm holding this one up. It's Woody Sandalwood. It's the dupe for Le Labo Santal 33. The company I used to work for sold Le Labo laundry detergent, and they had the Santal like fragrance. It is so fucking good. So I'm very familiar with the Le Labo Santal fragrance, and this is it. It is the dupe for it. I don't know how much Le Labo costs, like the perfumes. I know they're up there, like close to 200, I believe, maybe even more. And this was, I think, $39. So it's a huge deal, and they have all kinds. Like, I have a whole list of perfumes that I want to buy from Dossier. I just need to get through some of the ones that I have because like I don't need that many perfumes in my life, but I have so many that I want to buy because they do dupes so well, and they are vegan and cruelty-free. That's another thing with perfumes, especially high-end perfumes. It's very hard to find a cruelty-free fragrance, and yeah, Dossier is safe for that, so I love Dossier. They also have this thing, like, the more you order, the cheaper it becomes, so that's why I ordered 4 of them, because it brought the total price down. Like, basically one of them was free by ordering 4 of them. So you can't go wrong. If you're a fragrance lover, check them out. There are also other brands that do the same kind of thing. I follow some on Instagram. I think one is called Alt Fragrances. Their price point is just a little bit higher. I've checked out other companies that do this kind of similar thing, and so far Dossier is the least expensive, so that's why I get it. Okay, so those were like my makeup and beauty kind of favorites. If that's all you're into, then that's all you really need to stick around for. Well, I do have a fail at the end, so I guess wait till the end if you care about makeup flops. But anyway, so just in general, I have some faves too, things that I think I want to recommend, things that I love. There's a couple of video games that I've been loving recently. Oh my god, so embarrassing. I've already talked about this on my channel once before, but I've been playing Call of Duty. Barf, I know, but it's so fun, and hear me out, okay? I don't play, like, I think it's called the campaign or the story. I don't play multiplayer. I don't really care that much about, like, the game itself, but there's a, like, section of the game, or what would that be called? I don't know. Called Zombies, and so I play Cold War Zombies. There's, like, a big difference, I guess, so I play Cold War Zombies, and I specifically play the Outbreak map or whatever. I've played one of the other ones, and I'm familiar with some of the others because I've been obsessed with this game, okay? I've been watching people's YouTube videos. I've been watching people talk about Easter eggs and loadout weapons and strategies and shit. Like, I've been obsessed with this game. But I like the Outbreak version or map or whatever, just because it's more like open map and you have to kind of like look for things, like you have to look through chests. It's like a little bit more of a chill version, like from what I've seen, like compared to what I've seen other people talk about, where you're just like constantly dogpiled by zombies and you have to kind of like, it's so hard to explain, especially because I'm only really familiar with Outbreak. But I like the chests, and I like, you know, being able to just run around and take my time with it, and yeah, dude, it's addicting. That game is crack. If anyone wants to play with me, let me know, because I want more people to play with. Leave it in the comments or DM me. Okay, and I guess the next category of favorites could fall under like the oral health category. So in June, I was like really going through it because I was told that I was gonna lose my teeth, which wasn't necessarily true. I was just losing bone in my gums, and all it requires is like a deep clean, which I'm getting tomorrow. I did not know that for like a good few weeks. So for a few weeks I thought that I was gonna have to get a bunch of my teeth pulled. And I got like really depressed about it. So I got really obsessed with oral hygiene, and I learned like everything there is to know. Did you know there's 2 different types of mouthwash? There's fluoride, which is anti-cavity, which is all I ever knew about. When you learn about dental hygiene and your oral health, like growing up, maybe this was just a me thing, but I was only ever told about fluoride. All I knew was fluoride is what you need. So I had the fluoride toothpaste, I had the fluoride mouthwash, I had fluoride. Well, I guess just those 2 things. But there's another type, and it's called antiseptic, and that's the kind to prevent like gingivitis and gum disease. Did you fucking know that? I didn't know that. So all I was using was fluoride, which, okay, I'm about to get into it. Okay, so there's 2 different types of bacteria in your mouth. Here we go. Here's a little lesson for you. You're prone to one more than the other. So people are prone to cavities, but not gum disease, or gum disease and not cavities. And there can be like a balance of both, of course. You can get a little bit of both. But from what I've learned, for most people, you have more of one type of bacteria. So one person will get a bunch of cavities, but their gums are totally fine. And then the other person can get gingivitis, but their teeth are totally fine. I have the gingivitis kind. So I was using all this fluoride shit that I mean, it's good to use, don't get me wrong, it is good to use, but I was like, I didn't know that there were other things that I should have been using because of just my natural bacteria. I still use fluoride mouthwash at night because, by the way, if you use mouthwash in the daytime, like if you brush your teeth and use your fluoride mouthwash, but then you immediately drink like a glass of water, you can say goodbye to all the fluoride that you just put on your teeth. You're supposed to wait like 30 minutes. But I use the antiseptic mouthwash twice during the day. Okay, so anyway, I'm not gonna get into my oral health routine, but that, like, I said all that because one of my favorite things right now is this water flosser that I got. I'm gonna insert a photo just because after I use it, I take it all apart and I wash every part and then I like leave it out. So it's like a cumbersome, annoying thing for me to like go bring it over here. to show, but I got this one. It's amazing. And what I do is I put the antiseptic mouthwash in the little thingy, like maybe like a quarter of the way, and then I fill the rest with water. So I'm water flossing with mouthwash. And I don't know, I just feel like that is doing a lot of good. I feel like my mouth is so fucking clean after I use it. And of course, it's not like, you shouldn't rely on just that. You still need to use like regular dental floss. And I also got these like interdental picks to use. Like, I'm telling you, I went fucking crazy. Like, I'm about to have the cleanest mouth. But this water flosser, I think everyone should get it. It's like hella cheap. It's less than $40. And you don't want to take your teeth for granted, okay? You don't want to go to bed without brushing your teeth. You don't want to get into the habit of like skipping flossing just because you don't feel like you should do it. Like, you should do it. Even if you don't have shit stuck in your teeth, you still need to floss. Dental work is so fucking expensive, like absurdly expensive for like kind of no reason, right? Dude, looking into like if I were to have to get my teeth pulled or anything like that, like how expensive that would be, it's devastating. It's financially devastating. So if you can spend $40 now and get your water flosser and put your mouthwash in it and kick ass and keep your teeth clean, you will avoid having to spend $10, $15, $20,000 down the line when you need to get like root canals or bone grafts or implants or whatever the fuck. I'm just saying. Also, if you don't have health insurance, like I don't have health insurance, you can find a lot of dentist offices that will just like put you on some kind of plan, or I did this like yearly thing. I pay like $300 something a year, and that gets me 2 teeth cleanings a year and x-rays, checkups, things like that. So I think it's worth it. I went so long without seeing a dentist because I didn't have insurance, and that's how I started losing bone in my gums. Because it just was never caught until now. So anyway, didn't mean for this video to turn into like an oral health lesson, but let's just move on. The next thing is mints. Okay. What a weird transition. I'm so sorry. The next favorite is these mints. These are Flint's mints, mouth-watering mints. I bought these because dry mouth is detrimental to your oral health. I don't really suffer from dry mouth, except on occasion, every now and then. You know, I got these just to make sure I never had a dry mouth, and they're vegan, they're sugar-free, non-GMO. By the way, GMO doesn't mean anything. Everything we consume is GMO. There's nothing wrong with GMOs, but I'm not gonna get into another lecture right now. Basically, these like stimulate your saliva or whatever. So you put one on your tongue and you let it dissolve. You don't chew it, you just let it dissolve, and your tongue is gonna start kind of tingling, and it feels kind of cool. Like, I kind of like how it feels. It almost makes your tongue kind of numb. But then like, you can have the worst fucking cotton mouth and put one of these on your tongue, and even before it's fully dissolved, like cotton mouth gone, you feel great. It's awesome. You can only get them in packs of 3, so I got 3 of these strawberry ones, and then I got like a variety pack. And there's a range of this, they call it F strength, so the lower the F strength means like the less tongue tingle you're gonna get and the less like saliva you're gonna get. I don't notice a huge difference, to be honest, in like the different F strengths, so in the future when I order them, I'm probably just gonna order based on like flavor. So that's it for my faves. There is one flop, and it's just a personal preference kind of flop. It's not even really like a bad product. It's just not kind of like what I wanted, so that was my own fault. So I got this Bliss cleanser. I love the Bliss cleansers. I use the blue one. I can't remember what it's called right now, but I got this one because this one is like a double cleanse type of product. So you use it on dry skin to remove makeup and then on wet skin to cleanse. But I don't know, I thought I wanted to double cleanse for a while. I thought that I wanted to do something like this for a while, but I've just realized that I enjoy removing my makeup with like a makeup eraser, micellar water first, and then just cleansing in the sink after. So the makeup removal part of this isn't really as necessary for me, although it is good. It performs well for that. I just want it more for like the cleanser part. So that's why it's a flop for me, because the cleanser part of this isn't really like what I usually like in a cleanser. It doesn't foam up at all, and I just like when my cleansers foam up. I like knowing it's there, and when I rinse, I like knowing that it's gone. But this can feel like maybe I'm overly rinsing because I can't really tell when it's rinsed off, just because it kind of like, it's hard to describe. I don't know, it feels like it's not on at all, but at the same time it feels like I don't know when it's off, if that makes any sense. So I don't love it for the cleanser. I'm gonna use it up as a cleanser. Like, I've noticed that my skin, it feels fine afterwards, like as I'm applying my serums. Like, everything else, the rest of my skincare applies normally. Everything seems normal, but just the experience of cleansing with it isn't what I prefer. So this is just a personal preference. I think that this is going to be great for a lot of people. It's just not great for me. I do like that it's very, very gentle. So if you have super sensitive skin, you probably would like this. I just like something with a little more like oomph, you know? So I actually do have one more flop, and it's something that I just tried today, and it is the Allure Magnetic Lashes. So I did a video, it'll either be posted before or after this one. I'm not sure the order I'm gonna post these in yet, but I did a video just trying like makeup hacks. I ended up taking everything off to put this on for this video, because you'll see when you watch that video. I tried magnetic lashes. I've never tried them before, and initially I was very impressed with these. You apply the eyeliner in 3 layers, you put the lashes on, and at first when I put them on I was like, holy shit, they just snapped right into place. Like how you would expect if you've seen like random reviews of magnetic lashes that pop up as an ad on Instagram like I have a million times. They do just kind of pop into place, but they don't tend to stay in place. The corners were lifting like really bad for me. They also needed to be trimmed, like most lashes need to be trimmed, but they put the magnets right on the ends of the lashes, so if you need to trim an end off, you're basically cutting the magnet off, so you need to trim even more to have a magnet on the end of the lash, if that makes sense. You know, they just ended up not really fitting right, they ended up not really staying very well. They started like kind of peeling off a little, and they brought the liner with them, so then the liner wasn't on anymore, and it just wasn't like the best experience. I thought in that video I said that, you know, I could see a time and a place where something like this could be good, but I don't agree with that anymore. Like after I've removed everything and thought about it a little more, I just don't see myself ever using this product again. Maybe I would try another brand, but this one just did not work for me. The liner was like really thick and goopy. It dried kind of shiny, which I don't like. That's a personal preference. I just don't like shiny black eyeliner. The lashes didn't stay very well. It just wasn't a great experience. Waste of money. I'm not going to use them again. Okay, so that's it. Those were my recent faves and flops. I will start a new list and come back with more when I've accumulated enough things to talk about. So yeah, let me know what else you want to see from me. I post twice a week here on YouTube every week, so subscribe if you want to see more. All of my social media will be linked down below if you want to be friends. Let's be friends. Let's also be friends on zombies. And as always, I just want to say thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!